going. All right. It's still showing us that we're going live. All right. So I'm live right now on YouTube. Thank you for joining me. And that is us. Please, if you can hear me on YouTube, please say hello. If you can hear me on Facebook, say hello. All right. Hi, Mom. My mom is on this broadcast. And thank you, Mom, for logging in. All right. So we are going straight out, straight on. We have a lot of things to cover today. When I was preparing for this class, it was very overwhelming. In fact, there were lots of things that I found that I would really, really want you to learn. But of course, also, agree with me that 1 hour might not be so, much of a time. But I'm going to try to make sure that this 1 hour they're going to spend with me from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. will be a very productive time. Thank you, Mamu Webalogo. Thank you, Rich Dog. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone on YouTube. Thank you for your patience. I don't take it for granted. Hi, Mom. Hello. I see you. All right. My mom is on this broadcast watching. She's always here every Tuesday. If you listen to me, you will always hear me talk about my mom being here. Thank you. And today we are talking about signs of ineffective parenting. Signs of ineffective parenting. So let's shoot because our time is gone. Poor or ineffective parenting can be passed from generation to generation. It is something you must understand that ineffective parenting can actually, turn out to become a generational thing. Your parents finish, parenting poorly, and you still come up to parent poorly. That can happen. All right. If you're just coming on this broadcast, tell me where you're watching me from, and you can also say hello. If this is your first time, do tell me where that this is your first time. If you're catching a replay, please put hashtag replay. All right. So many people at some point ask themselves these questions. How do I know that I'm parenting effectively? What do I need to know that, to even get to a point to say that, oh, I am really on the right track? A lot of parents have come to me to ask these questions. What do I know that I'm doing? How do I know that I'm doing this right? Tag your friends, tag your family. If you are watching me on Facebook, you can only tag your friends and your family and invite them to the group. If you're watching me on YouTube, you can please share our video, right? Share our video to your friends and family to join us. Thank you again. The first step to solving the problem of ineffective parenting is when you begin to question your parenting style. The moment you begin to question your parenting style, you begin to ask the question yourself, am I really doing this well? Am I really not doing this well? Then there's something that you need to learn more. And taking responsibility, like I say, is the first step to solving any kind of problem that you have. All right. I've heard parents say, but I'm providing food, I'm providing water, I'm providing house, I am giving clothes. What else do they want? All of these things I have said is the minimum entry level for parenting. Somebody help me write it in the comment section. Provision of food, shelter, financial obligations, and all of this is just the primary, that's the least entry level. You know when you say you want to enter a school, that's the least of it. So the entry level for you to become a parent is just the minimum entry level, yes, of parenting. That's the minimum entry level. So that you're providing for your children, that you're sending them to school, it's not anything about effective parenting. That it has nothing to do with it. Provision of food, shelter, financial obligation is a minimum entry level for parenting. Thank you so much, Ogechi, for actually putting that together. Minimum entry level, that's what it is. So when you just have all those things, you have just started. You have just started. So when you tell me I am a provider, I provide for my children, I do this for them, I do that for them, that is minimum requirement to becoming a parent. Minimum requirement. Cutoff point. Thank you, Chinyerobina. That's the cutoff point. You know when you want to enter university, they say that the cutoff point is, I remember when we entered school, Cutoff point is 400. So you get 400, you enter. Then that's when you start the real process. So all that your provision that you make noise about, all that your, oh, I'm doing everything, I'm working hard, I provide money, minimum entry level. That's where we are. So when we talk about ineffective parenting, this is just where, you get it from. And there are other things to do. And which is actually the reason why a lot of the things that we do, you see a lot of the things we do accumulating to ineffective parenting. I'm going to share why and what you should look out for when you are parenting to say that this parenting is effective or is ineffective. All right. And these things are principles. I'm going to share with you. These things are principles that would actually, help you. All right. Number one, how do I know that my parenting might be ineffective? Number one thing that you would note is that ineffective parenting tend to see their child's behavior as willful and manipulative. Ineffective parents tend to see their children as their misbehavior, tend to see their child's misbehavior as willful and as manipulative. If you're in the place where you are still thinking, oh, it's all about my children. They are doing this, they're just doing it, they know what they are doing. If you're there, that's a sign of ineffective parenting. Number one, someone help me write. Ineffective parents tend to see their child's misbehavior as willful and manipulative. You have no tool. So you feel your child is trying to intentionally hurt you. That's a sign of ineffective parenting. Are you in a place where you're thinking, this child just wants to be with me? What have I even done? What did I do anything wrong having children? That's a sign that you might actually be on the line of ineffective parenting. And many of this time, discipline for you, for this kind of parent, discipline for them, have no structure. It is anything goes. And whenever anything happens, what it gets to is just, I've had enough. So when you feel that the children are doing all of this willfully, you just get to a point where you tell yourself, I've had enough. And that is it. I'm going to take action. It is a sign of ineffective parenting. Because ineffective parenting is difficult to define, I would define effective parenting for you when I finish talking about the signs of ineffective parenting that will help us understand where we are headed. Tag your friends. This is going to be that hot class that you wouldn't want to miss. So I'm coming. Number two, another sign of ineffective parenting is lack of balance. Lack of balance. Somebody help me write. Number two, lack of balance. That's another sign of ineffective parenting. Some, parents would tell you, oh, my children are my life. Everything about my children, my life is just dependent on these children. I have nothing else. They are my children. If you just remove this, my children, I'm dead. One extreme. The other extreme, please, just leave me. I have no time to parent anybody. I just don't, I don't have the time. That is two extremes that are dangerous. Lack of balance is a sign that you're parenting ineffectively. The extreme, those two extremes, they are not okay. Those two extremes, they're not okay. Some people will tell you that, oh, I don't really discipline my children. I just don't like, just small, I just don't even tell them. I don't really like correcting them and all of that. Lack of balance. One extreme. Another group will tell you, once they do something, I hit them hard. Who are they? They must be able to, align. Everything is hard. That's another time Another kind of ineffective parenting, because that's another extreme, lack of balance. The moment you can't strike a balance on your journey as a parent, it is a sign that you're parenting ineffectively. You are either strict and rigid or you are permissive. That is you not parenting effectively. Number 3, you are unpredictable. Your children don't know what to do or what not to do. Number 3 sign of ineffective parenting is unpredictability. Children do not thrive well in unpredictability. In fact, I was doing a class on learned helplessness in one of our communities. And that was some year ago, last year, in our Inner Circle program. And I was talking about learned helplessness. You actually create the concept of learned helplessness with your children with unpredictability. They don't know what to do. They are walking on eggshells. They don't know whether if you talk, mommy will be angry. Today, when they talk, you're angry. Tomorrow, when you don't talk, you're okay. So your children are constantly, struggling. Constantly struggling. They don't know what to do. They don't know what not to do. You're just unpredictable. You're just unpredictable. That is another sign that you're parenting ineffectively. Number 4, no consistency in connection. No consistency in connection. You know that your children are there, you're supposed to connect with them. You come today, you connect, you come tomorrow, you say, oh, I don't really have time. And then next tomorrow, you try to buy the gifts to buy their time. A lot of parents actually think that they can parent by buying their children off. Part of what we do in the Inner Circle is to get you and hold you accountable to become consistent with connection. Because I have found that connection is the bedrock of parenting. I was in a church on Sunday, in a Living Faith church in the way. The questions I heard, they made the teenagers share blind questions before I came to talk to the parents. And the questions that came from the teens was overwhelming. Bottom line, there was no connection. Unfortunately, you want to, not to connect with your child when they are children, and then when they are adults, you are now fighting for connection, which is what many of our parents did. There was no connection growing up. They felt, oh, all I need to do is to make provision minimum entry level. And that was what they did. And today, many parents are fighting to even talk to their children. You call your parent today, it's not, you don't miss them. So you're glad that you've left the environment. No connection. No connection. Our core in the Inner Circle program is connection. It's connection. And once you can put connection in the forefront of your parenting journey, you begin to actually thrive. Well, the Inner Circle program is an annual program that we run in the academy. It runs from 1 year. We don't have space for 2021. I like it when I say this. All right, yes. Oh, I really wish we can create more streams, but we can't. So what we've been able to do is to open up bookings for 2022. We already have that class in 2022 50% filled up right now. So you might want to make a booking at your pace, but at your pace. So you might want to book a slot for you now and as we go on. But that's by the way. Now, one of the things that happens to parents who are not consistent in connection is that they begin to guilt parent. What does guilt parenting do? When you begin to become guilty of not being there. Then when you go out, you buy a gift. And then you come back. By the time the children wake up in the morning, you present them a gift. So I bought you ice cream yesterday. You try to buy their time. Unfortunately, that does not work. That is a sign of ineffective parenting. That is a sign of ineffective parenting. Yes, your children will only thrive Your children will only thrive at the face of connection, true connection. Thank you, Sam Aditya. Another sign of ineffective parenting is number 5. You blame yourself when your children have issues. You blame yourself when your children have issues. When a child misbehaves, the first thing that comes to your head is that you say, what will people say? People will say that I have not raised my children well. If you're at that point, it's a sign of ineffective parenting. It's a sign that you're parenting ineffectively, because you're still at the point where you're wondering, there's something that is not okay. So whenever your child does something, you think of what other people are saying about how you are parenting. How you are parenting. And you will see that, every time you begin to self-blame, yes, you blame yourself when your child have issues. And you come down with that emotions on the child. That is a sign of ineffective parenting. The same kind of emotion, you come down with that same kind of emotion on your child based on how you feel. Based on how you feel about what happened. So no matter what it is that you feel about what happened, you just go ahead, bam, and you hit on your child, because you are parenting in a way that questions whatever it is that you're doing. You are never thinking of how you will help your child. If you are at that point where you're not thinking of how you will help your child when your child makes a mistake, that is a sign of ineffective parenting. Never thinking of how you can help your child, your assessment of your skill becomes about how they are doing it here and now, forgetting that it is about your authority and your power. And authority is not force and control. Authority is actually respect and trust. So if you've not been able to build that connection in the long run, then of course, that already is a wrong, system. So you begin to assess, all of that, and you begin to self-blame. And in that self-blame, you make mistakes. You go on your child with that feeling, and your child actually never learns anything. All right? Your authority is the power, in raising your authority and power is what actually helps your children thrive. They are the real motivators of good behavior in your child, not your child's sense of control. Because a child at some point does not even understand all of that. So your authority and power, and I said that this authority I'm talking about is not force and control. It is actually respect and trust. Thank you, Shira. The 6th one, you fail to recognize the example you are setting. That's another sign of ineffective parenting. You fail to recognize the examples you're setting. You think that telling your children, what to do right is an effective tool. You say things like, telling my child what to do right. I am here. I'm always teaching my children what they need to do. Is that what there is? It's a sign of ineffective parenting if you do not recognize the examples that you're setting. You are in the house. A friend calls you and says, so are you there? Are you on your way? You say, oh, look at me. I'm almost there. You're seated right in your home. Yet, you go back to your children, pounce on them, and say that they are liars. When some parents come to me and say, I saw that my children are they're lying a lot, I smile. You must understand that you must recognize the example you are setting. What example are you setting? What example are you setting? Thinking that telling your child the right thing to do is an effective tool is in fact it's something that will fail you. While you fail to live the life, if you say it and you're not living the life you want your child to live, you're setting your child up for the same way or even worse. While you fail to live the life you want your child to live, you are setting them up to live same way or even worse. I was in the church over the weekend and I heard, one of the questions that the boy asked was, my father is always telling me I should not have sex. Oh, sex is not for me, blah, blah, blah. I should live a pure life and all of that. Yet I know that he has a side chick. I laughed. Yet I know that he has a child. Who is it deceiving? Who is deceiving you? Who? There were more than 10 questions of children knowing that their fathers have some immorality, and yet they are coming to them to come and preach. In fact, a particular 9-year-old said in one of the, a particular 9-year-old said in one of the, what's it called? In one of the questions, and said, my father is so unforgiving. Yet, my father is actually always preaching to me about forgiveness. He says his mother did something to him. I don't know what it is, but he has refused to forgive the mother so many years now. What examples are you setting? You come home, you badmouth that your friend. Oh, your children are there. You just say, oh, no. Oh, don't mind these people. Oh, da, 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 da. You stay on a long call, badmouthing a particular friend on the phone with another friend. Your children are listening. It is okay for us to claim that these things are okay. Where I have a problem with it is when you begin to hound your children. Hypocrisy in parenting is one of the spoilers of your journey. So this is hypocrisy. Say as I say, say as I say, do as I say, do not do as I do. That is a sign of ineffective parenting. That is a sign of ineffective parenting. Another sign of ineffective parenting is using ineffective disciplinary tools. That's another sign of ineffective parenting. Lack of tools. Lack of tools. What tools do you have? You're going on a journey. The journey is long, a whole 18 years, and you have nothing to support that journey. You want to just go empty, no water, no food? Of course, you will die on the way. What tools do you have on your journey? No tools. You tell parents, oh, you need to do this, you need to learn this, they tell you, oh, no, I know what I'm doing. And then they get stuck. Lack of tools, using ineffective disciplinary tools, is a sign of ineffective parenting. Number one type of those tools is yelling and shaming. I've heard a lot of people say things like, it's just yelling now. It's not a big deal. When you yell at your children, today I was in a session with a parent, and she was like, I've stopped yelling, ma. It is now that I've stopped yelling that I've realized that my children have become chronic yellers. She said to me, I didn't even know that this is how my life used to be. Like, I just scream all over the place. She said she's watching her children and she's seeing herself in her children. And she said, these children are becoming so antagonistic, so angry. She said to me, is that how I used to look? I've worked with this parent for a while now. And, she came back to me to actually share this morning. And she said, Coach, this is killing me. I wish I didn't make some of these mistakes in my life today. If you have a toddler, or you're just starting to parent, or you're even not married, trust me, it's your best time to actually learn. It's your best time to learn. You don't want to hear about the errors that parents have made that they are fighting to undo today. I tell a lot of parents in the Inner Circle program that they are the ones that have young children. They are the ones that should be doing Thanksgiving. They're the ones that are actually gaining a lot, because there's a lot you already know, and you'll be able to put the structures that will help you as you're going. You need to understand that yelling at your children can actually cause them to have smaller brains. I shared this last month, and just a few weeks ago, a global study surfaced on how yelling shrinks the brain of your child. It's something that has been, going back and forth and all of that. But this study actually, gave it a whole round. You can look for it online. I didn't do it. But in that class, what I was sharing with parents, you can find it on YouTube, on one of our YouTube videos. One of the things that I was sharing in that class was that, there's a level of functioning that a human brain should function at. When you keep yelling, a part of the amygdala gets shut down. So learning becomes on the average. Learning becomes on the average. So when it becomes on the average, your child will operate at the average level. So your child cannot operate at a higher function. When people say, hey, but we're okay, I say, yes, that's what we are. Okay. We're not operating at a higher function because of the kind of disparate tools that were used. The end game for our parents, for every parent, is that they raise children who could do this, who could do that, who could be better, and all of that. But I always say the routine was wrong. There's no other thing you can say about it. No matter how you want to justify and say, hey, but it made us better. Did it really? At what cost? That's the question that I keep asking. At what cost? I have been able to work with over how many thousand parents, and everyone that come across to me tells me one thing is common in our client. I can't be bold enough to say things that I know. Every single one of us had to suffer one self-esteem issue, had to look at ourselves because of shaming, yelling. Shaming a child can help make him develop issues with perfection. Or the other extreme, they will fear failure. So many of us are even afraid to try because we don't want to fail. Because when we failed in the past, they kept telling us that failure was not part of life. And we're doing the same thing to our children over and again. When you keep yelling and yelling and yelling and yelling, you shut down that part of your child, and your child just operates normal. Nothing again, nothing extra. Nothing extra. Even the gift that the child has been, given by God will end up not even coming alive. Because the environment of ineffective parenting kills gifts. It kills purpose. That's even the problem. So if you're still yelling and you're still, trying to say, oh, yelling is okay. Oh, after all, they yelled, that's all, we didn't die. No, we didn't die. We didn't die. That's why we're where we are. We actually didn't die. And, you need to actually put a stop to it and begin to work on it. The no yelling challenge that is starting on the 1st of April will help you. Trust me. It will help you a great deal to even start on a pace. So if you want to join the no yelling challenge, you can put no yelling in the comment section and you would have details. If you are in the inner circle, you can meet the academy handle separately. You will have details of the no yelling challenge, of how to join that challenge. Trust me, you need to work on many of these things. You need to really work on them. Shaming a child can make him develop issues with perfection. Now, I just want things to be a certain way. Or even the fear failure, which can lead to depression, all right, and all of that. When you yell at your child, I've said that before, that you actually begin to have, your child can actually have smaller brains because you're constantly yelling. Because you're constantly yelling. If you put no yelling in the comment section, my team will reach out to you on how to make payment. In 24 hours, we will shut down registration. It's 4,999, and if we left it at this price. It actually usually 15,500, but we did a discount and left it at this price for it to run throughout. But in 24 hours, we take it off. If you're not able to make payment, of course, registration ends by this time tomorrow. Registration ends, so that we'll be able to put a lot together to be able to do that on the 1st of April. So by the 1st of April, then we would continue to on the 1st of April, we would on the 1st of April, we'll start the challenge, and then we would go from there. There are lots that you need to learn about all of this, and it's actually very important to you. So if you put the no yelling, just put no yelling. My team will reach out to you before the end of this class for you to know exactly how to make payment. All right. Thank you so much, Augustine. Okay, so the next one that you must look at is, I've talked about shaming, right? The next one that you want to look at, the next point, is withdrawing affection and attention. Withdrawing an affection and attention is another sign of ineffective parenting. Yes, Chinyerobina, ineffective parenting can actually kill potentials and gifts, which is actually one of our biggest problems, in this climb. It kills potentials and gifts. Withdrawing affection and attention. When you do this, you're simply telling the child, you're simply telling the child. If you're on YouTube, please reach out to us with the number that I have shared here. So, reach out to us to be able to register for this challenge, please. Thank you very much. I've pinned the message of our number. It's a Nigerian number. You can reach out to us, okay? Or you can check the description after the session to be able to see the details. Right. Now, withdrawing attention and affection. When you do this, you are simply telling your child. When you do this, all you're telling your child is that your love is conditional. I tell you why. I tell you something very interesting. Many of us actually have our love conditional. You love the child only when the child is doing your bidding. You love the child only when your child is a good child, in quotes. I had a conversation. I shared the Mommy Chronicles. If you don't follow us on Instagram, please follow, because you will follow the Mommy Chronicles. We have a lot that we share. And I had a conversation with my daughter where she was talking to me about how grumpy children, you are yelling in the morning, yelling in the afternoon, you're yelling everywhere, you're constantly screaming. The children go to school very grumpy, very angry, their day is spoiled. Please, if you're still that parent, better put no yelling and come and learn. What is that? Children get to school, they are so, disorganized and all of that. And, my daughter said, when we're having that conversation, she said, Mom, remember, the person who is angry is the person that needs the kind word the most. That's what I've told them. I have taught them that when you are upset, I hold you and speak kindly to you. And it has entered the head of these children to understand that a grumpy person is the one that needs the kind word the most. What are you teaching your children? It's easy for us to come out here and come and say, oh, our children did this, oh, that. It is you. Go and review what you're doing. Go and review again what you're doing. If you withdraw affection from your child, it's a sign of ineffective parenting. When you do this, you're simply telling your child that your love is conditional. Let me tell you what can happen with that. You will cause your child to have low self-esteem, and it can also lead to codependency. There's something we call in psychology codependency, where the child begins to adapt to how you feel, how you feel they should act. So they adapt to how they feel you want them to act. So at every point in time, the child is feeling, I think my parents just want me, to be this way. The child begins to act that way. And you know what codependency actually causes? At the end of the day, many of the times, this can lead to relationships that are abusive. You wonder why people stay in abusive relationships? This is one of the reasons. You wonder why people get killed every day in abusive relationships? This is one of the reasons. I was watching, I was going through the feed on one of the Instagram. Somebody tagged me on Instagram post, and I saw where a girl, that girl cannot be more than 20. She was trying to say something, about her boyfriend cheating on her or something, and she got beaten. And she was there. Codependency. Stop raising your children to become, to have issues that they will need to be dealing with. They don't even know where it's coming from when they are dealing with it. I was teaching the parents in the inner circle in level 2 about how to help your child transition psychosexually so that they don't have issues at a particular level where they are. I was trying to teach the parents these things, and I told them, I said, do you know that nail biting is a sign of fixation, not being able to actually transition? There's a lot to the things that you are doing that you don't even know the effects. And every day we're trying to actually bring you to the point of knowledge to say, these are the effects. And you're doing no. So this is one of the things that can happen when you withdraw affection and attention. That is a sign that your parenting is ineffective. And low self-esteem, I don't want to even begin to talk about that one. Of course, we know what low self-esteem can do. Hi, Mom Snitch Diary. Good to have you here. The next one, J, is lack of routines, structures, and boundaries. It is another sign of ineffective parenting. Lack of routines, structures, and boundaries. I see parents just, their children just do whatever. When they have had enough, they bring out the cane. Pam, pam. That is a sign of ineffective parenting. When you have routines, structures, boundaries, and stay consistent on them, your parenting begins to take more shape. When people come to me and say, people say we should not beat, yell, people say we should not beat and yell, so I just let the children just do anything it is that they want. And I'm like, really? How do you do that? If your home lacks routine, structure, and boundaries, you are going to be relying on negative discipline. And you are going to be yelling, you're going to be screaming, there's no other thing to say. Part of what we're going to be teaching in the No Yelling Challenge is we'll give you worksheets on how to build routines. Structures is something that you build over time. Please note that. Structures are things that you do over time. So you build those structures over time and you begin to actually, work on them. Ask the parents who have worked with me for 2 years now in the inner circle. We're still building structures. So structures are things you build over time. And if you don't build it now, you will struggle later. There's no two ways about it. There's no routine. There's no structure. There are no boundaries. Your children come, they pick your phone, they play game, when you just, whenever and all of that, you just begin to do they just do anything they like. Wow. And yet you're a cane-wielding parent. You're constantly wielding the cane. What exactly are you doing? You're constantly yelling. What exactly are you doing? Yet there are no boundaries, there are no routines, there are no structures. If you parent that way, it's a sign that you're parenting ineffectively. And no effective parenting actually thrives on lack of boundaries. If you are the parent, you must create boundaries. You must create structures, and routines must run in your home. I was in a session with a parent today, and he was trying to ask me, so how did I get... so in the last broadcast on Tuesday at 2 p.m. last week, I shared that, I didn't have a help. I didn't have a domestic staff. And, the parents was actually a bit, worried. How did you do that? And came back to me. Please, for the record, what I'm sharing with you, when I say I didn't have a help, I didn't say, please don't go and have a help. Please, if you need a help, hire one. What I'm against is you hiring a child as a help. If you need a help, by all means, hire one. Not having a domestic worker at this part time of my parenting journey was for a reason. All right. So these are the methods that get you to the principles. The principles are standard. What is the principle? Teach your children skills. I found that in the last 3 years, I didn't need to have a domestic worker because I needed to create a kind of system I wanted. is a personal thing, right? But the principle remains. Your children need to learn skills and they need to be independent. Don't tell me, I have a lot of parents who are constantly flogging their children, 10-year-olds, yet they can't do anything in the house. And you tell me you're parenting, that is not parenting. That is very ineffective. Because you don't find it. All you are doing, ineffective parenting makes you, all you do is that you wait until the child do something wrong. Then you bring out the cane and you land on top of the child. That is not parenting. Because when you talk about discipline is about routines, structures, and boundaries. If you do not have routines, you don't have structures, you've not created boundaries, then you don't have discipline in your home. It is discipline that will make you, one of the reasons why many of us are seated here today and we cannot be disciplined enough to do things consistently is because what we were giving was not discipline. I don't know how else to say it. It wasn't discipline. It's very ineffective. You know why? Discipline is in your ability to lead yourself. If you can't lead yourself, there's something wrong. That means the structure hasn't been created. I tell people that if you do not have that kind of system, then you need to reparent yourself and create that structure, because discipline is structure, not cane and yelling. When you are not able to create structure in your home, then that's a failed system, because that will not, pass for discipline. How do you know that you are parenting ineffectively? The moment your home lacks routine, structure, boundaries, that's already a bad sign that you are parenting ineffectively. So when we talk about discipline, we're not saying leave your children the way they are. When we say there's a discipline that works, when we say connect to correct, we're not saying just leave your children to do what they like. No, we're saying that you should create a structure. It's discipline that will make me sit down here every 2 p.m. and talk to you. It is discipline. I want you to redefine, I want you to redefine what discipline in itself means. I want you to redefine what discipline in itself means. If you redefine it, right? If you redefine it, then it makes sense to you. Self-leadership. That if your child cannot lead themselves, yeah, that discipline is you're already on the wrong thing. So one of the reasons why we need people to push us, look around you. And when you're driving, you need someone to come and tell you that you need to obey traffic sign. That's what tells you that we're not disciplined. So it's not about when you're shouting, screaming. So constantly we're waiting for people to overlook us. If somebody is not there, we do the wrong thing. We're not a disciplined generation. Let's get it right. And until we get to that point, then we need to now begin to tell ourselves we need to do something differently. And the moment you begin to do something differently, everything begins to take a good turn for you. So all this screaming, yelling, beating a child everywhere doesn't even give you that's not discipline. Can you leave your home and tell your children don't put on that TV and they don't? That's when you know that you have disciplined your child enough. I can't see any reason in my home why I will step out and the TV goes on. I can't even fathom it. The children understand what structure means. They understand what routines are. They understand what boundaries are. I don't need to flog you to be able to teach you that. No, I don't. If I have to flog you, then I have failed. There's something wrong with that, my system. So there's something wrong with the kind of discipline that you think you have. That is why someone will tell you come at 2, you can't be there at 2. And yet we say, our parent discipline does very well. Afonko discipline. If you get to the point where you actually are thinking discipline, then you would understand the structures in your life is what discipline is about. Check your life. All those structures, are they there? Are they aligning? Does somebody need to chase you around for you to do the things you need to do? If that is it, then there is something wrong with the system. You must reparent yourself. You need to reparent yourself for you to thrive. There's no two ways about it. And if you want to argue forever, it's okay. like I always say, some of the things that I share is even Jesus, not everybody listened to him when he came. So it's fine. All right. Another sign of ineffective parenting is comparison. When you're constantly comparing your children, among their peers, comparing them with their siblings, comparing them, that's a sign that you lack tools. You don't have the tools to correct. When you don't, you begin to use tools that are not even useful. You begin to compare your children. Can't you see Emeka that finished this one? Can't you see? You see, comparison is a sign of ineffective parenting. And it's simply because you do not have access to the kind of tools that you should use. The moment you have access to tools, believe you me, you don't need all of this. You need tools for you to be able to actually stay on course. It's not as easy. What are the dangers of ineffective parenting? Not fulfilling destiny. When you are an ineffective parent, your child can fulfill destiny. There's a limit to what the child can actually do. Even when the child would end up trying, you will see the child thriving. The child will be struggling. Why do you think the angel had to tell Manoah, Samson's father in the Bible, how they needed to raise Samson? Because there's something about you, the parent, and your child thriving in the place of destiny. The moment you don't have that, then your child is almost cut off from destiny itself. Ineffective parenting can destroy a generation. All it takes is one person who is smart enough to parent effectively. My son-in-law and I sat down to analyze a particular family that have 5 successful people. I won't mention their name. 5 successful people in the country. All of them, 5 of them, very successful. We started to trace who was their father. We started to trace who was their, where were they coming from. We started to look back and we realized the father was just a teacher, a simple teacher. And we said, what did he do differently? One of the things that we do as a hobby is to check out families and check out the things that have been done. See, success can be replicated. Parenting is about principles. Don't get deceived. Stop listening to people who are telling you, oh no, this parenting thing, do what works for you. What works for you might not be the right thing. What is that thing that is working? It's not, wisdom is not limited to you. So when we talk about what works for you, is it really the right thing? When people say, I am constantly cheating on my wife, and that's the kind of environment that is working. That's the kind of environment that is working in my home. Does it make it right? What works for you might not be the right thing. Might not be the right thing, and you must note that. There are principles, and these principles are standards. Irrespective of where you are, raising children with those principles, they are sin. So, ineffective parenting, like I said, can actually cause a child not to fulfill destiny. When we went through that in a particular family, we saw what their father did. Amazing story. Awesome. And it was, very evident that this was a father who was very intentional. Another thing that ineffective parenting can do, your child can have control issues and become a rebel. Your child can be, rebellion is part of ineffective parenting. A child will fight the system or become excessively controlling. 2 extremes, that is bad. 2 extremes, that is bad. A child will begin to fight the system, So they want to control, they want to, rebel against the system and all of that. Or they will have issues, control issues. You find people who, it's supposed to be all about them. Everything they say is final. I see those people, sometimes, I'm working with them and they, say something, I just smile. It's coming from somewhere. Number 3, negative self-image. Ineffective parenting imparts a child's sense of self, and it will create a negative narrative and can also become self-fulfilling prophecies. I talked about self-fulfilling prophecies last week. The things you say how you say it. They become self-fulfilling prophecies eventually. When you yell and shame or use negative labels on your child, they begin to internalize and embody these negative messages, and it begins to impact their lives. Go back to how you were raised. Ask yourself, is that really what you want? I keep asking, if what you can see around you is okay, then don't listen to me. If what you can see around you is okay, then it's fine. You can say, whatever coach is saying, it's not making sense, please. We have a better system. But if it's not, then it's time for me and you to stand up and do things differently. If you're still yelling, shaming, abusing your children, join that no yelling challenge. I have no word for you. Just put in the comment section, no yelling. And that's, the no yelling challenge will actually, give you tools. It's because you lack tools. That's why the only thing that comes to your head, and the first thing that comes to your head, you just say it, and you say it negatively. Please get into the no yelling challenge. You see that that money you would have used to buy shoes for Easter, it will be better for you to use it to learn. Trust me when I say so. I was telling a parent this morning, and I said, when it comes to learning in my home, it takes the forefront. And I mistakenly told her how much our budget on books were. She screamed on the phone. I said, because we don't buy clothes. Our clothes are minimum. How many clothes will a child need to wear? My son has 2 jeans as we speak. How many shorts? I can't even. How many 2? One sneakers, one canvas. You won't know. Even if I snap a picture every day, you will not know. There's nothing. That's not what you're looking at. You will not know. You will not know. Look at please, can you invest in what is important in the life of your child? I hear people say things like, 5,000, 10,000 for a parenting class. That's too much. I'm going to take a course for that amount. Yet, we do parties, throw parties and hand over our children phones. When the Yawa gas in Nigerian palace, in case you're not Nigerian and you're watching me, you will come back to us and we'll charge you the real money. We know we'll not charge you 5,000. Trust me. Trust me, when you get to that point, then we'll tell you that we actually have certification to do this with you. So you will pay the commensurate amount, right? When that time comes. Choose something now that you can do it in bits and pieces and equip yourself. You said, no, what are they even saying? I know how many cases come on my table every day, every single day. And it's just because parents have refused to do things that are very minimal, simple things. Pay 5,000 to join a class. No. Pay 40,000 to join another class. No. Pay. You say no. But Easter is reaching. I don't know. For you, we had a different calendar. We have a different calendar for Easter in our home. We don't go buying shoes and clothes and what is it for? Who is it for? Who is it for? Those things they're not important. You can't see them. Like I said, all those people that you're trying to impress, they can't see you. You're spending your money impressing people who cannot see you. When you impress yourself, trust me, you'll be happier. When you impress yourself, you will be so happy. I get home every day and I get into a well-made dinner. And my dear, it is heaven. It is heaven. I don't need to be in the kitchen running around like you. No. And you can actually achieve it. Invest in what you need to do. We said no. How can? Is it not ordinary parenting? I can't do it myself the way I know it. Like I always say, parenting is not about tips and hacks. I told the parents in the inner circle, by the way, all hail the others. These are the parents who are, we are consistent through the year. We want to do this through the whole year. And they are consistently, doing all of this, putting in their best every day. It's all about the process. Parenting is not about tips and hacks. No matter how you attend this once in a week, come here and all of that, you need constant, every day follow up on what it is that you should do. All right. And when you begin to also do this negative self-image, your children will learn to speak to themselves without kindness. Just the way you speak to them. Just the way you speak to them. They will learn to speak to their children without kindness themselves. They become so unkind to themselves. Many of you are unkind to yourselves. We were raised to become unkind to people, unkind to ourselves. It is all the effect of ineffective parenting. It's not because the parents were bad. No, don't get it wrong. Don't get it wrong. It is because of the things, the effect of their ineffective parenting style. Okay? How do I change all of this? I'm going to run. If you find yourself falling into any of these ineffective habits, just know that you're capable of making this change. Number one, take responsibility today. I need you to take responsibility today. Stop saying, they are saying, they said we should come and, all these come and join a class. Please, I'm not joining a class. And then you will just drive down and make a call. You make a call for 2 hours with a friend, talking things that don't make sense. Tomorrow, you come back to me and you tell me, Coach, please now, it's really very expensive to have this session. It will be very expensive. No, it will not be cheap. I can assure you. That I know. All right? So you need to actually begin to take responsibility. Take responsibility today. If you have issues with yelling, shaming, cursing, join the No Yelling Challenge. Again, I'm announcing again. Just put no yelling in the comment section to join that No Yelling Challenge. If you are on YouTube, you see our number right on the live chat, and then you would get details. Just send a chat and you get details of payment. It's $4.99, and you will be able to get into the class. We start on the 1st of April. This payment is 24 hours valid. After 24 hours, no, you can't get into the class again. All right. And when we're launching the No Yelling Challenge again, it won't be this price again. For the people who are reaching out to us and saying, I want to join Inner Circle for 2022, of course, you know that is also not the same price. So as you're doing the delay, it's fine. We're waiting for you at the end. And when you come and meet us, we will be there very gladly waiting. Parenting is an ongoing process, all right, and can be very challenging. If you've struggled, it's not your fault that you're struggling, but you can do more. It is not your fault. You can work to overcome those negative messages you've been taught. Build a healthy relationship with your children. The truth is, your parents may not have been good role models. Don't lie to yourself. If you continue to lie to yourself, then you will continue to struggle. Your parents might not have been good role models of parenting. So you would need support. You will need to rework your parenting. Got to a point where I had to go and rework my parents. My mom is listening to me. So there's nothing I'm saying here that is not in the open. All right? And I won't come on a public broadcast and say things that I don't mean or things that I don't do. Okay? And you need to rework your parenting. It's a lot of work, but you need to start by telling yourself that I'm willing to try. There are parents that have reached out to us. There are parents that are willing to, put in a lot of work in their journey. Some parents have reached out to us and they've started to, in fact, there's a particular parent that has a permanent debit on her account on the courses that she needs to take through the year. I'm marveled. So any course that is announced in the academy, she's part of it. You can do something. You can do something. In fact, she has done it for so long that, 2 of the courses that we had, she had free access. You can do something. Stop giving excuses. Stop telling yourself, that's how they did it now. My parents are the best. Your parents might not have been a good role model. Let's remove sentiments and begin to heal through this journey to help the next generation. Because the moment you continue to tell yourself those lies, you continue to make a mess of your journey. You tell yourself lies like, my parents, they're the best parents in the world. Everything they did was just perfect. I'm not saying that there are no parents who were, role models, but I'm saying that in the generation where we were raised, a lot of our parents might not be able to actually pass as, in quotes, a good role model. All right? You need to rework your parenting. How do you rework your parenting? You need a lot of patience. How do you groom patience? It's a skill. It's not a gift. You need to learn it. Number two, you will need to put in a lot of work. Don't tell me, oh, I don't have time. In fact, when you get into the academy, the inner circle, and you come and say, I don't really have time, coach. I tell you to go. Because me too, I don't have time to work with people who don't have time. You need to commit to the process. You need to tell yourself that, you see this parenting, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to do it. And you know, you do it to the point that you give it your best. Whatever it is that comes out, you know. I tell people, I'm not doing this so that you see one. No. It's not about my children. It's not about seeing one child that is one champion somewhere. No, it's about me. I want to stand in front of my creator and say, that job you gave me, I did it well. How the child now took it eventually. That job you gave me, I actually did it well. Many people who have tried. The other day I was watching a video by Elon Musk and Elon Musk's mother. And she was saying, Elon Musk, by the way, is one of the richest men in the world today. And Elon Musk's mother was saying, you know, something about teaching. She said one of the greatest things she taught her children was kindness, empathy. I said there is a principle to raising world leaders. If that principle is ever, standard everywhere. Ever standard everywhere. And you must be honest with yourself. If you must rework your parenting, you need to be honest with yourself. What is that honesty? Tell yourself that you need to start from point A to point B. The first thing I said is you need a lot of patience. And when I talk about patience, I mean there's something we say in the inner circle. One of our linguas is showing humility armada. If you're going to rework your parenting, you need a humility armada. Extra yards. You don't wear mini skirts for this kind of events, no? You get an armada that will make you very humble, right? You will need to rework all of this. And like I said, you must be honest to yourself. You must be honest. You must tell yourself the truth. Truth like, my parents are not the role models that I'm looking for. I came to a point when I was getting married, for instance, people were asking me about my marriage and all of that. It was my wedding anniversary. And I said, I looked around me. I didn't see the model marriage I was looking for. I decided that I wanted to create one. How do I do it? I needed to learn. You need to be honest with yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Stop saying, oh, everybody's parents was the best. I agree with you. Oh, they did everything. What I tell my parents is that you did everything you knew how to do within your reach. And for me, you put in your best. Our parents put in their best, yes. But that doesn't mean that, many of our parents will stand as a role model when it comes to effective parenting. Okay. Any positive change you make can result in better outcome for your child. Any positive change you make for yourself can stand in better outcome for your child. All right? You can stand in better outcome for your child. Learn more skills. Learn more skills. All those, all these things. After all, our parents didn't have to. Oh, this is the result of the ineffective parenting skills are here. They are here with us. They are here with us. They are here with us. A generation without discipline, a generation who can stand up for themselves, a generation, they are here with us. So the result is here. Yes, you have people who are, according to us, respectful, will do this, will do that, at what cost? You can still have children who are respectful, who are doing this and all of that at, a cost that is positive to yourself. I tell the parents in the inner circle, one of your goals should be, raise a child that you do not want to do, that do not have to repair their lives later on in lives. That's my goal. I don't want my child running from one psychological place to another in the name of repairing their life. There are a lot of us that are fixated in one psychological stage, either psychosocial or psychosexual. We're fixated at those points because of the way that we were raised. And today we're all going from one place, to another and all of that. Yes, we're an undisciplined generation that is resulted from poor parenting. There was a lot of poor parenting in our time. So let's stop these excuses of, oh no, our parents, they were the best. Oh, they did their best. And that was what was available to them. My mother would say, my mom is on this broadcast. She would say, with the kind of resources and knowledge that is available for your generation, if you parent ineffectively, you made a choice. You made a choice. So you can listen to me. We have one or two people, 120 something people listening to me on Facebook. We have almost 40 something people listening to me on YouTube. You can listen to me and just say, what is she talking about? The results will come. You must learn what discipline is about. It's one of the core areas of effective parenting. Being a parent will try you. I want to leave you with this. Being a parent will try you emotionally. It requires a process of patience, consistency, love, understanding, compassion, knowledge, and most especially tools. At the No Yelling Challenge, part of what we're going to do for you is to equip you with understanding, equip you with how to work on your patience, equip you with knowledge, and give you tools. And these are the things that we would need, because will parenting try you? Parenting will try you. There's no two ways about it. This parenting journey, it will try your emotions, it will deal with you, it will drag you from different angles, and it will just keep you at a point you're wondering, what is all this? It will drag you. Remember, you're learning daily, and every day is a chance to start afresh. If you're listening to me for the first time, it's a good time to start over again. It's a good time to start afresh. It's a good time to start afresh. If we must create a better nation, then we must raise better people. And if we must raise better people, then we must become better ourselves. How do you raise people without becoming better? Without love, without compassion, without patience, without understanding, without knowledge, without tools. How do we do that? We need to raise better people. And for us to raise better people, we must become better ourselves. If you're not a better person, then you can't raise better people. There is no two ways about it. If you want, argue it from today to tomorrow. And if you don't tell yourself honestly that you're not a better person, you miss it. You miss it. At some point 10 years ago, I had to sit myself down, analyze what I was doing, and I found out that what I was doing was ineffective. So this isn't about you, really. We all need support. I usually say, allow help you. Allow help you. We all need support. What we are providing for you is support. What we're providing for you is a process of reparenting yourself. Don't come and tell me, oh, my parent did a perfect job. Oh, no matter where you are on your parenting journey, there is room for improvement. As I'm speaking to you, I'm constantly in one place learning or the other. I still want to learn the things that I don't know. So this is even not just about you. I'm also a parent. I'm also a parent myself. So I'm constantly, trying and striving to ensure that I have the kind of support that is important, that I actually require. Part of what we are doing, daily is to create a system that will help you. Part of what we do in the inner circle is just to provide you support. Today we do coaching calls in the inner circle for you, and today I did coaching calls for I think about 3 parents, and I tell you the process that they've been able to build over the years has been awesome. Get into the No Yelling Challenge. It's 10 days. Commit 10 days to learning something. It's online. You don't have any excuse. All you need is you just need to be able to make yourself. You need to be better yourself. How do we become better? So if you want to join the No Yelling Challenge, that challenge starts on the 1st of April. That challenge is going to take a new turn. This time around, it's taking a whole new turn in itself. We currently have 300 plus parents as I speak. 300 plus parents as I speak who are in that challenge. You see how I'm screaming about this challenge? I won't do it again the next time. Trust me. And what we're doing, that's how we screamed about the inner circle last year. This time we're going at the pace, and as we speak, it's already 50% full, and we've not even done half a year in 2021. That's to tell you, what is in there. All right. So this is the time. This is a good opportunity. At 5,000 naira, trust me, you are practically getting this for free, because we're also going to give you a book. That book is worth 2,500 naira. So practically you're paying 2,000 what? 2,005, 2,4999. That's what you're paying for a class. Get into the class, help yourself, allow someone to support you for once and see what difference it would even make. I like to say it. Allow help you. Allow help you. We all need help. We all need support at some point of our journey or the other. You know that the inability to seek help is part of the ineffective parenting cost us where we are. Yes, we're a generation who don't, we think that when things are happening, how can you go and tell someone that? So these are some of the things that we were told. These are some of the things that we were taught. These are some of the things that, we've gone through. We are suffering the effect of ineffective parenting today. I don't want us to carry this over to the next generation. If you didn't hear anything today, just know that I have said to you that you can break the cycle. You can begin to parent effectively. All you need to do is to start on a journey. Start with this one journey. Oh yes, allow help you. This was one of my statements one year ago at the Intentional Parent Conference, annual conference, and it's something that you need to allow help to help you. Allow yourself to be helped is a sign that you are actually overcoming. The moment you can pick up yourself and say, I need help, I need support, I need to do things different. What do I need to do? That's a good place to be. Don't go and raise children who can ask for help. That's one of the reasons why people are even committing suicide. We don't know how to ask for help. We get so overwhelmed. The world has become so overwhelming. That's why the world has become so overwhelming. Teach your children how to ask for help, how to be in a system of support. Be in a system of support so that you don't go and do things, without some kind of guidance. We all need to be guided. We all need support. All right. If there's any question, we've overshot our time so much. I knew that this class was actually very long. If there's any question, please go in the comment section and ask your question. And if you want to join the No Yelling Challenge, just put No Yelling in the comment section. You'll get details on how to make payment and be in that class. All right. In 24 hours, registration will be over. You won't be able to get in. We'll start on the 1st of April, and this will be the very last time we'll ever be launching that course at that price. All right. So you want to get in, and no, it's not free, right? You want to get in, you pay $4,999 into the account, and then you get details to actually get in. As I'm waiting for the questions, I also want to talk about the books. People have been asking me, how do they get the books? You can get all of our books on Amazon. This is Walking Your Child Through Puberty. This is my latest book, Walking Your Child Through Puberty. It comes with a workbook, and you can find it on Amazon. This is my book, The Discipline That Works. The Discipline That Works was launched in 2019, and this is a copy. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it anywhere you are, and anywhere you are in Nigeria. All you need to do is to make payment, and then you pick up. This is 3,000 naira only. And then you have Connect to Correct. Connect to Correct is my bestseller. Both of them, these two books have actually done over 10,000 copies since they were launched. These have done over 10,000. These have done over 10,000. Connect to Correct have done over 15,000. Amazon, sales all over the world. It's been bought everywhere. Japan, it's sold everywhere in the world. Right? You can get a copy anywhere you are in Nigeria. It's 3,000 naira only. And that's all you need. All right. Some people were asking me about the book, Building Your Marriage Plan by my husband. Please, you need to reach out to him. But this is a copy. This is what it looks like. After anniversary, people were asking me about it. He had a promo on it on anniversary. I don't know if it's still valid, but you can send me a chat if you want a copy. I can find out for you, right? It's called Building Your Marriage Plan. This was one of the things that we used ourselves. It was our process, all right? That's what he actually shared in this book. I like to say that I also have inputs in the book, even though my name is not there. Yes. All right. So these are the books that are available. And we're also working on many titles. All right. Part of the things that I want to be able to give back to the nation is to write, books that will walk us from one point to another when it comes to effective parenting system. All right. Effective parenting system is what you can pick up your copy from Kachi, is already in Owerri. You can pick up your copy of the marriage plan in Owerri from Kachi, please. So sorry, I think they should have reached out to you from the marriage seal. All right. So if you want to join the No Yelling Challenge, I bet you one thing that you must note is that we share value here. Of course, that should tell you that I won't give you anything short of value, right? My team is ready, geared up. You're going to get worksheets every day to be able to practicalize whatever it is that you're doing, printable worksheets. You're going to get access. You're going to get access to me, every day, daily coaching calls for 10 days. Trust me, that doesn't come easy. If you're going to get a coaching call with me, I know how much you pay. So that doesn't come as a free service at all. All right. It comes at a good price. So that you're going to get a daily coaching call with me is a huge, one. And then you're going to be equipped. You're also going to have access to the book, The No Yelling, From Yelling to Calm. So all you need to do is just put in the comment section, no yelling, no yelling. Once you put no yelling, and we'll share details with you. If you are on YouTube, all you need to do is to look at the description. I'm going to share that on the description on how you can join the No Yelling Challenge. But if you are on the live class, you will see my number pinned. Just send us a chat and we would respond to you. Is it 10 days, 10 days synchronous, like live class and all of that? My time zone is different. No, you don't have a problem with your time zone. Not at all. You can do at your pace. All we need you is to bring out a few minutes every day to be able to go through the the coaching call that we have done the day, and then be able to do it at your time. Of course, we have people from all over the world in the challenge already. All over the world in the challenge already. So we've already been able to put all of that into consideration. I mean, Yola, the books available here. I have to make other. Regina, yes, all our books are available in Yola, every single one of them. All you need to do is send a chat to me. You can send us a chat you can send directly to me. Make payment with the same account that you have for the No Yelling Anyone. And then you get pickup points. We already have books in Yola already. So we have books in all the state capitals. All you need to do is just make payment and then pick up from those pickup points. All right, we made it easy for you so that you don't need to pay extra fee for you to now do delivery fee and all of that. Somebody's asking, what are the things that can pass for ineffective parenting? I think that's all I have said today. If you're just joining, please catch replay so that you will be able to understand exactly what we have said. All right. If you got value from this class, since there are no more questions, please write in the comment section, what is that one thing that you learned? Just write one thing that you learned today, all right? Or if you got value, write one thing that you learned today in this session, all right? As we begin to round off, all right? Thank you again for joining me. It's been an awesome, time. Princess Uzuku, we have pickup in Ghana. We have pickup in Ghana. Walking your child through puberty, however, is not in Ghana as we speak. We have pickup in Cameroon. We have pickup in Ghana. We have pickup in Cameroon. Oh yes, we're expanding our reach in the capital and all of that. So we're doing that. So Princess, yes, reach out to me and you will be able to actually get that. Contact for Kaduna State for books. You would need to make payments, then we share contact with you. We don't give out contact. We don't contact points do not collect cash. The only contact center that you can do cash is Abuja, where I am in my office because my team is there. But the contact pickup points do not want cash. You need to do transfer. Then we give you contact for you to pick up. There's nothing to be afraid of. We're too big a brand to even run. So the running won't even pay us. We need to be here. We need to be here more than you think. All right. So Joke said, how can I reparent myself? Joke, we're already on the process of reparenting. You know what I'm talking about. All right. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. So what is that one thing that you learned today. Become the the person you want to see in your child. Awesome, awesome, Sarah. Please, how do I reach you, ma? Someone is asking, how do they reach me? My number is actually very public, very extremely public, and my team as well. So we're not, how do they say it? We're not hiding at all. All right. So if you look at, I just shared my number now. Just send me. Please do not call. Just send a WhatsApp message. Just send the WhatsApp message. Discipline is key to effective parenting. Thank you, Sarah Gideon. Thank you all that have shared what they learned in this class. I enjoyed myself talking about this, and I also learned. All right, when I'm teaching, I'm also learning myself. There's also a lot, that come up that I also learned. The questions, gave more insight and all of that. I've pinned my number even on our Facebook channel, so you can also reach out to us. Since the kids learn from me, I've learned to always be a good role model. Freda, thank you so much. We all want to become better people for our children to become better people. I am glad that you've got value from this session. All right, let's see you add the fire emojis in the comment section. All right, add the fire emojis in the comment section if you know that this session was impactful to you. So let's see the emojis in the comment section as we begin to say goodbye. All right, thank you again and again. To raise children that will not resent me later in life. Thank you, gift. That is very important. That is very important. Be honest with yourself. Very important. Sarah said, even though I came late, I learned we all need help at some point in our parenting. Love your children unconditionally. Ben Emeka Ezobi, good to have you here. All right. All right. I consciously strive to become a better parent. Thank you for those fire emojis, Amalala. I see you. If you got value, let me see you with your fire emojis in the comment section. I just need you to, put those fire emojis and then let's burn up the place. All right. Thank you, Amalala, for those extra fire emojis. Hi, Olayemi. Thank you. I see your emojis. Thank you so much, Joy. Thank you. Thank you. So it means that you got value. Thank you, Adeshola. Thank you for being here. If you want to catch replay, you can always catch replay on our YouTube channel or even catch replay on our Facebook channel. Hi, Sarah. Whoa, Sarah have us with so many emojis right in that comment section. Thank you, Regina. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Freda. Thank you, Abimbola. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. I see all the fire, all of them going up. All right, Sarah Gideon. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you being here. I don't take it for granted. See you again, 2 p.m. Tuesday. Every Tuesday we're here, bringing up ginger for you at all times. If you're not following us on YouTube, please follow us. We also have several videos that will help you. If you're not following us on Instagram, please hop there. We have a lot of carousels that will help you put your parenting, in amazing system. And please join us. You can send me a chat if you want to see what happened on my WhatsApp status. You can send me a chat. I share a bit of my personal life on my WhatsApp status as well that I might not be able to share, out there. So you're able to follow through and then read through all my experiences, doing coaching calls with patients and my experiences with my children a lot of the times as well. And then be one of the first to actually see the updates when we have new products and then share right there. If you want to be part of the No Yelling Challenge, all you need to do is to put no yelling in the comment section. Reach out to us and we would have you reach out to us. Someone is asking what's our Instagram handle. Our Instagram handle is The Intentional Parents with the S. Just put The Intentional Parents with the S and you will see us right on Instagram. On YouTube, we're on YouTube as Wendy Ologe, The Intentional Parent. Anywhere you put The Intentional Parent or Wendy Ologe, I am the only one you will find. You won't find, any other thing. Thank you so much, everybody, and do have an amazing week.